Hi everyone. This last week for Positive Ed, we are having a look at problem solving. Now, problem solving is really important because obviously everyone's going to have problems in their life that crop up from time to time, and you need to be able to think of some suggestions of things that you could do to solve the problem. Think of some positives and negatives, so maybe lots of different ideas and suggestions on ways that you could solve the problem, and then eventually come to some sort of solution yourself without having a teacher involved or without having other people involved, so that you're able to solve problems on your own and use that as a skill for the rest of your life. So today for Positive Ed, we've got some problem solving scenarios. Now there's quite a few to choose from, but you only need to do one. If you would like to type out the answers, you can do that for me, or otherwise you can make an audio recording. So you could either do a video or just an audio recording of your voice answering the questions underneath the problem. Now you only need to choose one of them. So I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to choose this scenario over here. So you need to read the scenario to yourself. So I'm going to do that now. The preps keep chasing Matteo and his friends during playtime. One of them is Matteo's cousin. He is getting annoyed. It's getting annoying and they keep crowding around and wanting to join in, but they're too small to play basketball properly. So what is Matteo's problem? Well, Matteo's problem is that I'm assuming that Matteo could be, say, grade 4 or 5, and they're playing a really fun basketball game at recess and lunch. It's probably a pretty serious game, and everyone's really enjoying it. But then the friends, these little preps keep coming over and sort of interrupting, and the friends are getting annoyed. So, and it's interrupting the basketball game. So that is Matteo's problem. What could he do? Now it says here that you need to think of more than one suggestion. So in this scenario, I guess Matteo and the friends have two options. They could ask the preps to leave, or they could ask the preps to join in. So really there's only two options there. What are the positives and negatives of each choice? Now I need to think to myself, if the preps join in, what could be some positives of that? I suppose some positives could be that they learn to play basketball, they learn the rules, they learn from their older role models how to interact with other people and how to socialize. So that's all probably good things from playing with older kids. Perhaps some of the negatives of them joining in is that they could get hurt because they're playing with older kids. And perhaps they're not really mixing with the preps like they should be, and they're not making their own friends, which is a concern for a group of preps, that perhaps they should go off and find some other preps to play with. If you ask them to leave, a negative could be that they are upset with you and they don't feel like they're being included. After you've talked about the positives and negatives, you're going to give me a decision. So now that you've weighed up the positives and negatives of this problem, what is it that you would do? So perhaps you can think of an answer that you wouldn't want the preps to join in because you wouldn't want them to get hurt playing basketball, but perhaps they could watch or they could have some other job. You have a think about why you'd recommend that. So as you can see, there's quite a few problems. You're going to choose one, and you're either going to type out your answers or you're going to explain it to me in an audio or video recording. Answer your questions. What's the problem? What could they do? What are the positives and negatives of each choice? What do you recommend and why?